In order to start a Google Meet, you would go to meet.google.com, or you can click your waffle icon, aka your Google Apps, in order to get there. Scroll down to Meet and click on it. If you have a meeting already scheduled, they will appear right here in this box. I don't have anything scheduled right now, but that's where I would see that. There are some settings up here you might want to play around with. If you click on them, this would play around with your microphone and your speakers, but also your video and testing it out. Hello. So if I wanted to start a meeting or join a meeting with a code, I would press this join or start meeting. So to be clear, most people have either gone through a meeting through their email links or a link in their calendar. But you can also join using a code. A code is something that's unique to your group. So for example, if I did EPS Tech, then anyone else that types in the same code at that moment and presses continue would be in the same meeting with me. So that's kind of a cool way to start your own meeting if you'd like to. And it might also be a way to get to a meeting if someone sends you a code. If you don't have a code and you don't want to use one, you can just press continue. Now I'll get a preview. Hello, here I am. So this is great because you haven't actually gotten into the meeting. And I want to be clear that that gives you some time to, for example, fix your hair, do what you need to do, maybe adjust the lighting or the camera a bit, and make sure that everything's ready to go. This also is how you will start the meeting. So this is saying that I have my camera on to start the meeting. If I'd like it off, I just click right here and click it again to turn it on. If I want my microphone muted immediately when I start the meeting, I keep this red. If not, I would keep it like this. And you can see the little green spot here showing me I'm talking. So I usually turn my microphone off and my camera on when I join a meeting. Right here is actually the Meet code if you wanted to send it to people and the way to dial in using their phone. But there's another place you can get that if you missed that. So if you press join now, you're in here. They automatically send you the information for the meeting where you can copy it right here and send it to people, or you can press add people and start typing in someone's name and pressing send. That person will get an email saying, hey, come to our meeting. So other things around Google Meet. This right here on the top right is actually an extension called Nod, N-O-D. It's a way for you to raise your hand in a meeting or give a thumbs up or any sort of reaction. This is something that we have right now, and most of you will have this on your Google account automatically. However, in early October 2020, we should see that actually embedded into Google Meet without you needing to download anything. Another thing over here down at the bottom right is the meeting details. So again, that's how people would join this. You can copy this and paste it and send it to someone. Attachments is really cool, and I'm going to show you how to do that once we get to the calendar. But there is a way if you make a calendar event to attach things right here for everyone to see in the meeting. This is your microphone again down at the bottom. Just so you know, as you're talking and doing things, this bottom bar might disappear. You just move your mouse down to get it to pop up again. So there's the microphone. I can turn it off or on. So there's me talking, microphone on, me talking, and no microphone on. This is how to end the meeting or leave the meeting. And this is how to turn on and off your camera just by clicking that. Okay, here's closed captioning, which is really cool. And so a lot of people don't realize it's a feature. If I were to press turn on captions and my mic was on and I was talking, you would start to hear me and you would also be able to see what I'm saying. It's actually pretty impressive how fast this thing goes. And depending on who's talking, it can really help you if you're in, say, a busy place, or if you're trying to listen in your headphones, or if someone's maybe microphone isn't loud enough, you would be able to get this. If you want to turn it off, you just press turn off. There you go. Up at the top, before I do present, I just want to show you, this shows you how many people are in the meeting. And if you ever want to see who is in the meeting in a list, you click on that button and you can close out to close out. This shows you the chat, clicking there, and this is the chat. If you want to send a message, you just type it in the bottom and send. I will let you know, if you leave a meeting and then come back, you only see the current chat. You won't see anything prior to that. So if you come in late, you won't see past chats. But the chat is right there. And what else do we want to see? Obviously, the clock there in case you need the time check. And this is like a little preview of yourself that you can see. Some of you might say that, you can't see everyone. And as people show up, the grid gets smaller and smaller, but you start to stop you don't see everyone in the list. That's actually coming. So by around October, Google is adding it so that you can have up to 50 people on your screen at once in tiles across the screen. So down here, we have this little dot, dot, dot. There's some more options. So this is where you could say record a meeting. Just so you know, we are not recording students ever. It's not, it's for privacy reasons. We don't record students. But if you were in a meeting or maybe a training and you wanted to record it, you would press record meeting. It will then send out a consent to everyone in the meeting and anyone joining later on. And if they press accept, it'll start to record. You'll see the record up here. And as it starts recording, this will now save automatically to a folder in your Google Drive called Google Meets. So you don't have to do anything with it. When you leave the meeting, it'll drop in there and you can watch the video later on. You can always go back to the dot, dot, dot and stop recording if you want to do that. And it'll stop recording. Again, everyone needs to accept the fact that they've entered into something being recorded in order for that to start, and we never record students. Change layout right here. You can have a different type of layout. I have tiled, which means, again, you can see everyone's faces. Sidebar is when you see one person talking bigger and all the people on the side, and then spotlight is just showing on the big screen whoever's talking. Present now. So this is something that is really cool that you can do as a teacher or as a staff member in here. If you press present now, you can present your entire screen, a window, or a Chrome tab. To show you the difference, your entire screen means literally everything on your screen. So right now you can see up here in Google, you can see my actual messages and calculator buttons down below. That's my entire screen. A window means you can see just this Google Chrome window, which means any of the tabs that I make, but the whole window, nothing at top or bottom. And if I were to say, make this smaller, like this, you wouldn't get to see all the stuff back here that I have. You would only get to see this window. Cool thing about that is that if you, for example, I know a lot of people say, well, I'm sharing my screen and I can't see my students. What you could do is this. Let's say I wanted to share a window. And I don't actually want to share the Google Meet window. I want to share this thing right here. If I click on that and press share, it says you're presenting to everyone. What I can do now is make this window a little smaller. It won't affect what people are seeing over here. And I make this one a little smaller. So again, pressing these little squares in the corner, make them smaller. And I can actually adjust this so that, for example, I could do this, make it a little smaller. I could click on the little people and see everyone in the meeting. And then all they're seeing is what's over here on the left. So they don't see themselves. They only see this. It's awesome because you can actually keep an eye on your students on this side and still be presenting something. Or in the case of presenting to adults, you'd see the adults' reactions on one side, and this would be everything that they see on the other side. So kind of a little trick right there. If you want to stop presenting and return to your meeting, you would just go open up here. And then you can actually press stop presenting up here, or you can actually click you are presenting and then stop. So that's about it as far as Google Meet is concerned and the features in here. But I also want to show you how to add something from your calendar. So if you were in your Google Calendar, for example, and you wanted to make a Google Meet, what you could do is you could actually click anywhere that you would like to start the meeting. Let's put it right here. And you would add the event name. And right here, you can just press Add Meet Video Conferencing. When you do that, you'll automatically get a Meet link right here, and you'll be able to save it. If you were to add guests to that meeting, they will actually be getting that link as well in their calendar. And then when you press Save, it'll send them an invitation. If you wanted to go to more options, you can actually look on here, and there's a little attachment button. If you wanted to add an agenda, you could press that and add an attachment from your Google Drive. And once that's in there and you press save, anyone who attends the meeting will actually be able to see that agenda in the meeting. Just as I had shown you in the bottom right-hand corner, it says meeting details and attachments. Once you send that, people will have an invitation like this. And they'll get that. When they click on the event, they will see this link as well, and they can press join with Google Meet. So that's basically it for Google Meets. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me.